concerted effort of the state security services that we're seeing faces of these young men. So it's quite unique for them to have cells, but the same ideology, and have somebody that can talk to. So what we want to do now as a nation is to isolate each cell and kill it. That's the only way to go. Well, and how do you isolate these cells? Okay. By creating what I call community intelligence services, where the state governor empowers the local government chairman to empower the emir, empower the Igwe, empower the Oba.
Can they do it under the present circumstance?
You can do it under any circumstance.
Even though they say they're just CSOs on paper, as it were.
Funds, availability of funds. The governor has security vote. Yeah. He should make sure the local government has security vote.
Does it
the
exist?
Traditional rulers...
Does that really exist?
It does exist. It depends on application. It's like you people talk about, look, the local government chairman ought to be able to build an infrastructure enabling immigration to come in. Have an office, SS to have an office, the same way they built a DPO's office. We have 16,000 police stations around the country. But the first line of intelligence gathering is the immigration. When the 9/11 happened, FBI were able to put faces to the suicide bomber by contacting the American Immigration Services to know who entered America by so and so timeline.
Can we then presume that if state security declares someone wanted, even if they don't come up with any face, it behoves on immigration to supply the details of such a person?
Now you're talking, but this same immigration you're talking about, what is their capacity? 150 million Nigerians. The border, we have 800 nautical miles of coastal line. The people that are, again, protecting it are Nigerian Navy. We don't have coast guards. All right? Then the customs have a staging point. Where is the immigration infrastructure on those coastal lines? When somebody comes in from Benin Republic and enters Yenagoa, how does immigration know?
So where
they are underfunded, number one.
Okay.
Number two, they're undermanned. We have close to under 20,000 immigration officers in the country. And believe me, they are the only service that have close to 98% graduates.
Which
meaning they have intelligent officers?
Intelligent officers, of course. But nobody is funding them. So I hope the Minister of Internal Affairs is watching. I hope the Chairman Senate Committee on Internal Affairs is watching. You need to increase immigration funds. Because without immigration, you will not know who is a Chadian or who is a Nigerian and who is a Nigerian.
What if they ask them, what have they done with the resources available to them?
E-passport. What is the resources? It's very meager. Everybody looks at immigration, oh, they are passport issuing agency. An immigration man interrogates a Chinese at the Ikeja airport, and a big man from Lagos or from Kano calls in and says, that's my client, they are coming in, and harass them. The immigration have a reason to stop this man. Are you with me? The immigration have a reason to monitor why is Muammar Gaddafi loved in Kano more than in Libya.
And they can cross borders.
Of course.
By the nature of the establishment.
Of course. Because of the affinity to religion. You and I are considered non-Nigerians in Sokoto, in Adamawa, in Bruno, because we are from the south. We are not Muslims. Maybe Suleiman can, if he's a Muslim, can get away when during prayer time. But these people have cross-border affinity. But still, if you have an immigration infrastructure there, they'll be able to know. They're not saying a Chadian can't come into Nigeria. No, come in, but we have to take your biometrics and put it on record.
We have a peculiar situation here in Nigeria, as you've already said. We don't seem to have the infrastructure, we don't seem to have the personnel, we don't seem to have the funding, and we have, in quote, crisis in our hands. What do we do?
Well, first of all, it's good. Crisis creates opportunity. I would like to say to the governors, first of all, don't worry about creating state police. That's
really
not what you need at the moment.
Why?
Just create Ministry of Public Safety in your state. Last March will be under that ministry. Give it an enabling law to be able to fine. from LASMA, from that Ministry of Public Safety, you incorporate the vigilante units in every local government there.
And they can get coast guards from there too?
Well, of course, because you have security vote, which you can still steal half of and use half to implement the
But it's
things.
never enough. They need a
Look,
lot more
if
resources.
Rocha Sokorocha can mutilate his own security vote and say, I'm pushing back 4 billion per year to education, and I'm holding back 2 billion, that's a starting point.
Yeah, but at
It's
what expense?
precedented.
Has he done a SWOT analysis?
Of course,
See
his
what-
advisors have done so. And to tell him that, look, to secure your state, you need to educate your people. If during the era of Sadwana, there were almajiris, but he gave them options, that after your almajiri issue, you go to Western education. In 1999, the almajiri who is not enlightened, who was 10 years old, today is 23, he's still not enlightened.
Yeah.
And he's going to be an elder almajiri, still bereft of enlightenment. Therefore, the state governments in those areas need to create adult education.
Well,
for
just before
enlightenment.
you go, we really don't have time anymore. We're really out of time. The NCC has just gotten in